What is going on, cryptocurrency investors? Welcome back to Crypto Blessing. We have a lot of things to talk about, so let's just jump right into it. First up, there's been another succession to the cryptocurrency bloodbath that the entire market experienced earlier on this week. To recap, we started November much like the previous several months at around $200 billion, deviating ever slightly once in a while, always correcting back anywhere from 195 to 210 as normal. Bitcoin dominance was above 50%, and we seemed to be stagnant for quite some time. Then suddenly on November 14th, the market went from $210 billion sharply down to 182. Then just several days later on the 19th of November, we went from 176 and sharply fell down to 146. We've then even gone deeper, going from just under $140 billion to where we are right now at 120. It did fall below 120, but has been put back up, currently at $123 billion, while Bitcoin dominance has remained relatively the same. This tells us that despite a handful of assets like XRP and Stellar, markedly Stellar suffering the worst right now, a number of assets at times were not hit as hard as Bitcoin. Namely XRP. Stellar was there, but now being down 21% means that they've just paid for any upswing that they've gotten with this deep retracement. Despite that though, market experts like Tom Lee and Bart Smith took to CNBC's crypto panel talking about the future of Bitcoin. I'm personally speculating that we could go back to the dormant levels prior to 2017, although this space has changed so dramatically that I highly doubt that's possible. We're going to look at some Bitcoin analysis along with any other relevant news, particularly how XRP fared, and the race between 4th and 6th place between Bitcoin Cash, EOS, and Stellar seems to be a highly talked about issue, being relatively close in total market cap. There could be a double flippening on the horizon. First up, let's look at Bitcoin falling below 4,000, and there's not a lot of historical price action to really support the price. I really hope we do go above 4K soon. Otherwise, we might be looking at 3,100. If we fall below that, it's really bad news in my opinion. Looking at just the last 7 days, we went from just under $100 billion to now at under $70 billion, at almost $65 billion. $40 to $45 billion in Bitcoin alone was lost, while at this point, almost $100 billion has been lost in the total market. Despite that though, usually traditional markets seem to have the opposite effect in crypto. When crypto suffers, traditional markets do well, and vice versa. This is not the case, with traditional markets also tanking over the last month, starting in late October, culminating to the deepest retracement they've had in over a year. The Dow 30 is also down. S&P 500 is down, and let's have a look at crude oil, likely down as well. Crude oil at one point suffered the worst, and yet again, they seem to have suffered the worst. This is the case and par for the course with any traded market, but it's just interesting to note how Bitcoin generally behaves with the rest of the market. According to TradingView, down 65% right now. A gentleman that I've been following for almost a year now, Dark Energy on TradingView, has a self-titled Bitcoin Ultimate Forecast, noting that it's tough times for everyone. 25 billion in the global market cap within a week is 1/6 of the entire market cap, now down to 117 billion, falling from a peak of 800 billion just 11 months ago. Traditional markets are struggling as well. Even though we have a real estate crisis around the world, crude oil takes massive hits. Dow Jones are very close to entering bear market territory, but give it a few more months and we have an interesting event coming up next year. Number one being backed, now postponed to January 24th, pending regulatory approval, which is a big if. Also, the SEC ETF from Van Eyck and SolidX, if that gets rejected like every other Bitcoin ETF has in the past, it could spell a sharp drop-off in investor confidence. Lastly, and notably, most importantly, according to Dark Energy, Fidelity, which is the world's 4th largest asset manager with over $7 trillion in assets under management, is entering the cryptocurrency space and giving that over $7 trillion exposure to crypto assets via a variety of products. Dark Energy does call for Bitcoin to hit 3,100 and then bounce again at 3K, before hitting close to all-time highs again by September of 2019 at almost $20,000. It's interesting to see how these technical analysts fare against time, which is in my opinion a study all on its own. If you'd like to see me put some of these TradingView analysts to the test over time and see how their predictions fared, let me know in the comments below. Anytime I can provide content that you would like to see, I'd like to hear your ideas. Changing up the content is not only a way to make it more interesting for you, but it's a way for me to learn in a different way. Moving on, we have XRP has the least value drop while Bitcoin has hit its 14-month low. Ripple is down 11% in the last 24 hours. Now that's grown to 16%. And over the last 7 days, Bitcoin Cash expectedly has done the worst. Ripple XRP, despite that, has dropped below a key support level that has been sustained around 40 cents USD. A drop below that, price can quickly fall. And so far that has largely been the case. Also, Tom Lee, like I mentioned, took to CNBC's crypto panel, reevaluating his 25K year-end Bitcoin price to $15,000. However, according to Dark Energy, we won't truly test Bitcoin's bottom until the 4th month of 2019. So again, it will be interesting to see how Dark Energy's prediction stacks up against Tom Lee's. If Tom Lee is right, we are in for a very violent upswing that should spike RSI levels. Notably, also RSI is at astronomically low levels, which could indicate an upswing very soon, likely only to retrace thereafter and retest this bottom. So far, Arthur Hayes is right that Bitcoin's bottom is around 3K, and we are going to test that before we see a significant rally. Despite that though, this market continues to get developed. Assets are making partnerships every single day. Sometimes it's actually hard to keep up. So much development is happening, so many promising things are on the horizon, not only for assets like XRP and TRX, but assets like Stellar, EOS, Bitcoin Cash, pretty much every asset in the top 100 and a number of them on the outside of that have a lot of very promising things going. Ambition far outweighs actual results, however, in this space, but with this ICO trend seeming to calm down, I think we will really see who the shining stars are as 2018 comes to a close and we start into 2019. Thank you as always for spending a few moments of your day with me to go over this recent bloodbath, the silver lining if any, and what we could perhaps expect going forward. If you've made it this far, make sure to smash that like button and comment something of value. I love hearing what you have to say. Any ideas for what type of content you would like to see? I'm all ears for mixing it up. Continue to hodl on and hang in there. I do really feel from the bottom of my heart that we are onto something big here. This space has enormous potential that is yet to be realized. Regardless of where the market cap goes, regardless of where the price of Bitcoin goes, I will be here every week reporting on the ebb and flow. So continue to follow the content here at Crypto Blessing. I hope despite this market dump, you're managing to have a great week, and I will see you all in the next video.